Is it going?
It's going.
Hi.
Shh. We'll scare people. All the people, they're all there and we'll scare them.
By saying hi?
Yes.
Oh, there's 2 people.
Say, hello. How are
Oh,
you?
so it's hello, not hi.
We don't want to scare people away.
Bread.
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 Bread. I've been attempting things today. I attempted to make a loaf of bread. I did make a loaf of bread. And it tastes like rolls. So
we like it.
So some people like it. Some people don't. I think it tastes good. However,
it wasn't exactly what you were going for. Because you're trying to find a recipe for sandwich bread, right?
I am trying to find a recipe for sandwich bread, but most of the recipes that actually sound like they probably do make decent sandwich breads have milk in them.
Dumb.
And maybe milk cooked is fine. I don't know. But bread is not cool. Bread is not my friend.
We either need to get a stand mixer or I'm going to have to knead all the dough.
No, I'm going to try the stretch and fold method. So what happened is that right here on my hand, it became all red and hives because of kneading the bread dough. And it turns out that I have like an allergic reaction to it. So yay, I can't eat dough. Anyway, hi Janice. Oops, I said hi. And Brandon said salutations.
So, greetings.
Greetings, my good friend. Welcome. So happy to have you in the chat, says Nightbot. Yes. Nightbot is here. Hi, Nightbot. Welcome to the channel, Nightbot.
You said it again.
I did. I said hi. Hi scares people away. Hello. Welcome. Salutations. Greetings. What other ways can you say hi? Hello. Hey. We have a new book. Ooh, is Linda here? I see hi Linda, but I don't see Linda.
We have 5 people watching.
Well, I see. I don't see signs of Linda, but Jenna said hello to Linda. Are we doing well?
I'm eating bread.
She's doing well because life is good, Meta. And I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing well. But I'll show you our new book. Look at it. It says Happy Thoughts. I don't know if you can read that because it might be backwards. Who knows with YouTube? I know on my regular videos, but I think lives are backwards. I don't know. But anyway, it's just a lined journal and super cute cover. I'm excited about it. It's so pretty. There is also a hardbound version of it. No blank version to it. They don't have pictures in it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, Janice, how are you doing and what are you working on? If Linda's here, hi. I saw Janice say hi to you, but I don't see it. And yes, the penguin is adorable.
You're
and
adorable.
Brandon is here. Brandon, what are you doing these days?
Being adorable.
I've heard.
He's growing a hibiscus plant and there's another flower.
Ah.
It's not as red as the last one was.
So Jamie of Sorted Foods, it's one of our channels we like to watch, is Sorted Foods. Jamie says hibiscus.
Hibiscus.
And he likes that tea.
Me too. I have some right here. It's right here.
I don't like it.
Shocker. Told you you wouldn't.
I don't like it. I don't like a lot of things. And then a lot of other things that I do like, they don't like me. Anyway, I was going to bring my project in and show them before I sew it on the back.
I don't even know where it is.
It's in the bag that's like this. She'll be back. Do any of y'all have a good bread recipe that would be a good replacement for store-bought bread? Because apparently Hiram, who is my biggest sandwich eater, does not like my bread for sandwiches.
I'm stuck.
I've been right. I can't read it. I don't want to put my glasses down. Brandon said something.
I've been writing a book. Oh, yeah. I've also been trying to take a step back and look at life. So I've been on a strange spiritual journey.
Cool. All right, you're going to have to help me because this is likes to curl up. So you have to pull out that side and kind of probably from the middle-ish. There you go. All right. This is my color work for...
It looks way more warped right now than it does.
It will look very beautiful. So it's got the two penguins, the big one and the little one. I love the little one. And what are you doing? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're showing off this little guy.
Yeah.
And then the tall guy, here's his head. I don't think you can see it, but his eye thing looks like a heart. Anyway, there's the back for anybody who's interested in the back. I think
it looks kind of cool.
It does look cool. I did what's called a jacquard ladder back. That's how I did the back. So it's almost like a double knit thing where the strands kind of, in some places, kind of pull apart, like as if it's two fabrics. It's very cool. And then the plan, what I need to do, probably tomorrow, is we bought this bag. And this bag is just like a canvas tote. And it has a zipper, guys. And the plan is to then sew the penguin on the outside of the bag. And then we'll have a penguin bag for... Maybe I should block this tonight. See if I can get it to lay flat before I try sewing it on. Anyway, that's my penguin project. I've kind of been hush-hush about it because, first of all, I have just been so excited about it. I really like doing color work. It's fun. Anyway, we've got Angela.
And again, Baby J. That's very beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Elbow bump, elbow bump, elbow bump.
You didn't do the elbow bumps with me.
Hadn't finished reading it yet.
Oh, well, I was waiting and then you just were staring. But okay, what did Brandon say?
I can't wait to finish my penguin carving. I accidentally broke the first one I was making.
Oh,
he made it too small and he was making it out of pine.
Oh.
So he's going to use oak and make it a little bigger.
Oh, oak is a harder wood.
We talked about it earlier today.
Oak is harder. Okay, well, you better hurry because today is the 23rd. So you have this week. Oh, Linda is there. Hi, Linda.
Hello.
And Angela. I just sent Angela's prize in the mail to her. Well, I ordered it on Amazon, and that was stressful because Amazon wasn't going to, like...
It was doing weird stuff.
It did weird stuff. I, ordered author copy. And then I went over there, and I was like, oh, well, I don't want to send Angela my order of yeast. So I had to remove yeast from the order, but then it deleted everything. And then when I went back into the thing to order an Amazon copy, it had a different button, and I was, stressed. And I looked around, and apparently other people have been having that same problem recently. So it's like, I'm just going to leave it for a little while and come back and see if it's like resolved itself. And I went back like a half hour later and was able to order it, and it will get to her in a couple weeks, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited for her. I have made a decision. So we are going to give away a copy of the Penguin book. And Angela's so good at winning that she doesn't get to win this one. Because
she's won so many.
My policy is now that you can't win twice in a row. So next time she can win. And we probably will do like a pick your journal. So if she loves this, she can probably pick it eventually. I might do that with the yarn. Give away that yarn and have a journal.
What yarn is that?
It's some acrylic yarn that I ordered right about the time we figured out you were allergic, and so now I'm like, oh, can't use it because you can't hug me when I make a sweater out of that.
Unless I'm wearing sleeves.
And it's not always...
It's too hot to wear sleeves.
Well, it wouldn't be done right now, and I probably wouldn't wear it in summer. But anyway.
Baby J says it should be finished on time, but I may not get to paint it like I want to.
Oh, well, definitely send us what you got at the end of the month. I have had such fun entries. Somebody shared with me their socks they make in. They're so cute. And we've seen some very cute, adorable penguins. So we're excited about it. I can't believe it's almost the end of the month. It's almost here. Almost next month. If you guys want to know, I do have a partner for July. Looking for ones for August. So if you're up for being my partner in August, the person who is doing July does not want to actually be on the live with me.
Maybe we can convince Brandon to come on instead.
Maybe he'll be the partner in August.
We could convince him of that too.
Anyway, but she picked the theme. So I'll tell you guys right now, sneak peek of the theme for July. It is flag inspired, anything flag inspired. So it could be the American flag or a flag from any country. It could be a state flag. It could be a pride flag. It could be like a garden flag, whatever.
Those pointy castle flags.
Yeah, could be any kind of flag. So that is the theme for July, which is kind of fun. Because I actually might do something American flag. It just allows for people to make July 4th stuff if they want, although most people would have already done it. But it's all about if you finish it in July. So there you go.
Brandon says he'd be so awkward. That's part of the fun of it.
No pressure. But if you want to be my partner and pick the theme for August, you can. That'd be fun.
You don't have to come on live. But
no.
but
Cheyenne will coerce you, but then you'll practice your not people-pleasing skills.
I'll still win.
So, yep, there we go. Fun. Hey, Cheyenne, if we give this, well, let's do it. Let's give this away today.
Today?
Yes. So you got to pick a code word.
A code word?
Yes. Part of why I do that is I have a friend who cannot, for whatever reason, she's not able to make comments on videos right now. Something happened and she hasn't been able to figure it out. And I adore her and I don't want her to miss out on the opportunity for entering. So I want to do keywords so that she can enter.
Should I do a keyword that is directly associated or like ADHD associated?
I don't care.
Because it would be vanilla if it were just how my brain works.
Okay, Brandon, I'll hold you to that. If nobody else volunteers for August, I will hold you to that, and you'll be my August partner.
August is when Hiram's birthday is.
August is Hiram's birthday. August is also the kitty's birthday because the kitties were born on Hiram's birthday.
Mm-hmm. They'll be a year old. That's so weird.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Do you want to know why it's vanilla?
Oh, is vanilla our keyword?
Well, it's just the word association that I have. It doesn't have to be. But do you want to know why that's the association?
Why?
Because vanilla, ice, iceberg, and iceberg, glacier, penguins.
Okay. So is that our keyword, or is our keyword going to be more closely related like ice? Or it's going to be like happy? Or is it going to be Mother's Day? Do. I see that Brandon said yes, ma'am.
I guess we could just do ice.
August is Linda's birthday. Hey, Linda, do you want to be my partner in August?
And you can pick something for your birthday.
Yeah. And you can choose to be on a live or not.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
I like when people are live with us.
We didn't think of any questions to ask, but we're still waiting for ShiAnne to pick a word.
I said ice.
Oh, ice is our word?
Yes!
Ice. Ice is our keyword. So you can type it in the chat here, and then you can type it in the replay. If you do both, you get 2 chances. And it's to get the penguin. He's so cute. It's just a line journal.
We should have just done lavender because it's lavender.
You could have, but you chose ice.
I did choose ice. It's shorter.
E. And I have to spell that.
Spell.
I have to spell ice because I've been doing German Duolingo, and ice cream is E-I-S, spelled or pronounced ice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ice.
So, ice.
Hey, Brandon,
ice,
try
baby.
to win.
You
want one? Hey, there you go.
Ice, baby. Do. And I feel I kind of feel bad that I've asked Angela not to be in it, but she did just win.
Just barely.
Like I just sent her a reward, but she can win next time. She can win my yarn giveaway that I'm going to probably do this week or next week on my Creative Expressions video.
What number of expressions would that be?
100.
Oh yeah, that's why the
Yeah.
Yay.
So yeah, I am doing a giveaway, but I want people to be kind of hush-hush about the giveaways. So don't use the word giveaway or anything like that. Just say the keywords. On the replay, try to be all sneaky about it, throwing in the words so that people don't know why you're just saying randomly ice. And then when we do the giveaway, it will be the same kind of thing. So definitely watch my Creative Expressions video because I for sure will be giving away yarn, and I might actually throw in a journal. I'm glad you're working on your penguin. I'm so excited to see it. So excited. Oh, I just love it. It's so much fun seeing what people have made. And I get to see them first because they come to my email.
I get to see them second because they come to her email.
And I'm like, oh, look how cute. I don't know if I showed you the socks because you probably weren't in the same room as me.
I do know. I don't really remember the ones that I have seen.
Well, they're cute.
I've been pretty out of it lately.
Yeah. So anyway, yep. What else? I made progress on socks, and I'm going to pull them out because I can kind of work on them while not looking. Look, guys, they have heels on them. The biggest challenge with these socks, besides the fact that they're made for a 6-foot tall man's foot, can't believe he's that tall, but
I can believe it. Can't believe that he's a man. That's what
just
I can't
a little
believe.
boy. Anyway, the other thing is that he wants these to be like knee highs, or like
seriously.
Yeah, so he can wear them in his boots. So I have to.
I gotta thank you forever.
Yeah. which is why I started on his and not other people's. But I need to get other people started now that I'm past the heel. And I need to get measurements because when you do, I've never made knee highs before, but I have made leggings. And the same concept happens is that when you get to
like
a certain,
warmers that you made for me.
yes, when you get to a certain point, you have to increase because otherwise the sock won't go around the calf. And so I have to get measurements off of that before I get too much further, so I know when I have to increase.
At least you know for my foot measurements, you can just do your foot measurement.
Her feet are just slightly bigger than mine, like a
It's
millimeter.
more like the heel,
but it just puts the sock just right for her when she does mine.
The only problem is that my toes are so long, so the heel hits the slightly wrong place. And that's why they slip down my foot.
Do you need it up back a little bit further?
I don't know. I'll have to try the socks on again.
Because if that's the case, then we should be using your foot, not my foot.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Because that little bit of difference doesn't make a difference.
It's just the slightest bit higher on the heel, I think. Because I can remember what it feels like on my foot, but to explain it, it's hard without the sock.
Those are things that I could probably adjust, but I don't know. Without knowing. Anyway, yep, so I've been working on my Decade Divas project. Kind of not. Been working on my blanket. Kind of not.
I've been drawing art. Oh, I should have brought it.
She's done some really stunning things.
I'm gonna go get it. It's worth it.
Oh, so pretty. I don't know what to say. How are you? Are you guys doing well? Got some people working on projects. All right, just back with her art.
Yep.
And it's worth it.
It is.
It's so pretty. Oh, that's great.
I started working on projects and never finished them. How typical artists. That's not finished either. Nor is that. Wow. I started more things than I thought I did. Okay.
Oh, I just love this one. Look at how cute. Oh, I just love that one. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, do I?
So I'll just let you show them. That does look like a little bit like it nods to the last unicorn. And this one, oh, isn't that stunning, guys? Isn't that stunning? Let's see, what did Linda say?
I had to frog a polyester Chanel blanket.
That's Janice. Oh.
I didn't realize the ends had to be melted to join the colors.
Melted, huh?
This is my favorite one.
I hadn't ever done that. But you missed what Linda said. You read what Jenna said. Which is fine. You should read what Jenna said, but don't miss Linda.
That's what I've been doing, kind of working on my projects.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to put this one up again.
The heat is making it hard to crochet for long. Yeah. And Janice loves your unicorn. Yeah, it was the first thing she showed to me the morning after she did them, and I think I gasped. It's gorgeous.
You did. You went the whole like that.
It's so beautiful.
I wasn't actually sure if you would like it.
Oh, it's beautiful. Ah, the hay. Don't do this.
I drew them while watching Criminal Minds, so now when I look at them, I think of the scenes that I was watching while I was drawing them. Some of the scenes are not great.
It's a good thing that energy doesn't come through the pictures.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, very pretty. I have a whole list of things. Really excited. Oh, haven't worked on that yet today. I have a journal cover that I'm working on. I'm so excited about it. But I have not worked on it today. But I need to because it's for my daughter's birthday. And her birthday is July 7th. And that's like 2 weeks away.
At least I did it.
So her book probably won't be here in time. But
Janice asks if the Creative Expressions is a separate channel.
nope, it's on this channel. It's like my, in theory, midweek podcast video. That's just me. It's life updates, what I'm working on, finished objects, that kind of thing. Last week's did not end up showing up until really late Saturday night. So hopefully I'm better about it this week. But it didn't happen. I didn't record it today. I had to make a repair on a pipe. That was fascinating. A new experience for me. And then I tried making bread and had an allergic reaction to the flour. So did not get my video recorded today. So that's on the major
Linda
priorities
says I
tomorrow.
watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people do. I know Angela watches it. And I'm totally okay if you have to put me on high speed.
She does it.
Because when I'm like editing and going through, not editing because I can't put me on high speed while I'm editing, but I go through because sometimes I'm like, and you can check here and I have to time things. And so I'll watch my videos back and I have to put me on high speed. Because I think I talk slow. I think that affects my watch times when people change the speed, but I don't care because I totally get it. There are some people that I have to speed up, and there are other people that I just watch them how they are. And there's some people I've heard of people having to slow them down to follow them, so it's
the
okay.
speed at which I talk changes depending on who I'm with. When I'm with you, I talk much slower. When I'm with Sky, I have to race to speak before Sky starts talking again.
Okay, Linda said.
That's okay. We understand life is unpredictable.
It is
And then there's a
very
bunch of emojis.
Unpredictable. There's some hearts. Oh, she used the heart with the sparkles, huh?
Hmm?
It's one of my favorite hearts. I love sparkles.
I love you.
I love you too. What do we talk about? How about you? Have you been doing any crochet?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Or do you want to try that crochet we saw?
What one?
Freestyle.
Oh, that one? That one would be fun.
The person who does it, she either starts out with a chain and then chains back on it and then starts going, or she starts out with a circle and then she just randomly puts in stitches whenever she wants. She'll change direction, she'll do increases or decreases or change stitches whenever she wants, and they look like amoebas, and they're really, really cool. Really, really
they would
chaotic.
make fun pot holders and stuff.
Yeah, I think they look cool, but they would drive me crazy to have around. I could make them to give away. My new phone. Yay. Yay for more choices for emojis.
Yay
and
for
yay
phones.
for your new phone.
I need a new phone.
last time she couldn't get on because of her phone. So yay, I'm so glad you got a new phone. I think it's really fun figuring out a new phone. What's different? What emojis are available? Sometimes it's stressful trying to figure out how to do all the things on the new phone. Sometimes there's new features that are really, really fun.
I just like having a phone that works properly.
What?
I just like having a phone that works properly.
Oh, I thought you said you disliked it. And I was like, why would you dislike having a proper working phone? Is that why yours keeps having issues?
No. That's why I keep getting new phones.
And she's down.
My back hurts.
I had a dream with you in it last night.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dream?
Well, apparently you were flirting with the guy I liked. To the point, you dressed up all like super cute, came in with your friend, and I got mad and I just texted him. I'm like, call me. And he's like, I didn't think you liked me like that. And I'm like, and so it was really weird.
That's such a bizarre dream.
It was all the, like, for a few minutes I sat there and I was like, that is like the weirdest, most random dream. What? Yeah. Which is why I haven't told you about
similar
it.
Types, but
and he wasn't even a guy either of us would be interested in.
No.
Yeah, it was weird.
Ugh.
So I think Linda says she's still learning how to use it. I don't know. I didn't put my glasses down off the top of my head. It's all blurry. If I squint back here, I can read it. So yeah, how about you? Any weird dreams?
I had this one dream. It's not so much weird as it is like it would make a good book.
Yeah, you told me that, but you didn't tell me anything about it.
That's because it's not your style. You wouldn't read this book.
Dreams can be very strange.
In the dream, there was this like 23-year-old person who I guess was probably the main character. Because I kept switching between her perspective and an outside perspective, which only happens when they're like the main person. Mm-hmm. She was super, super intelligent, and she was supposedly just a normal person, but really intelligent. And then she learned about magic, and she became like a prodigy in magic pretty early on, mm-hmm. even though she came from just a human family. Mm-hmm. And then
we've never heard that story before.
No. So she goes to this university and she's becoming a teacher there. At 23 years old. She's becoming a professor.
Oh, she's becoming a teacher at the college.
It's
at the university.
A weird school that's kind of both.
Okay. Anyway.
Kind of like how in Hogwarts they call them Professor McGonagall and stuff like that. It's kind of both. It has a mix of age ranges. But there's one professor that doesn't believe that she should be there. I think he's like speciesist against humans. Doesn't think that she has what it takes to be a professor there. And so he gives her the same test he's giving the kids, and she just, like, fills it out really quickly. But she does end up learning something new from him that nobody was teaching besides him. And it all had to do with, like, multiplication and division. It was magic maze theory class or something like that. Or mathematics. I don't know. It was something to do with mazes. I just remember that. And then there was like a gap where I can't remember. And she has this huge crush on one of the TAs who's her age. And for some reason, she's changing in the locker room of the pool house. And she changes into her pajamas. She goes out, and then she sees him, and she's like, oh, crap. And so she goes and changes into a swimming suit instead. Because you don't want to be in your pajamas when your crush is there. But he's like, don't go swimming, and she just jumps in anyway because she wants to go swimming. I'd want to go swimming. And then he freaks out, and there are some people over in the corner just kind of chatting, and he shouts at them, and one of them, she goes like this and extends her arm, and there's this weird wibble wobble energy thing that happens and transfers as the character is seeing these weird black figures in the water that she didn't see there before, because you can only see them while you're in the water. And they kind of look like dog ghosts, but black. They're odd. I don't know how to describe them. And apparently the person who extended her arm, she was a mermaid that has been cursed, and she could temporarily partially transfer the curse to somebody else. So the entities in the water won't attack them, and they can swim, and they will look like a mermaid with her weird, spooky, she looks like a demonic mermaid kind of thing. It's cool looking, but still, like, definitely not safe looking. And so the character, she swims around, and then she goes to the edge of the pool and talks to the person who transferred it and learns about this curse. And they're like, we don't even know exactly what she is because she's been cursed. She could be human for all we know.
Can I pause here for a minute? Okay, first of all, hello, Lori and Bridget and anybody else who's chum. I'll tell you about our giveaway after Cheyenne's done telling us about her dream.
I'm almost done.
Cheyenne is like her aunt. Her dreams, I don't know how they have all this stuff happen in a dream, because I'm like Linda, I barely remember my dreams. If I remember them, they're really weird. Most of the time, I don't remember dreams. Okay, finish your story. Finish your dream.
It's just, they didn't know what she was, and because of the curse, she could not feel physical contact with anyone or anything. It was basically like she was a ghost. You would go right through her. But then the main character of the dream reached out and touched her hand, and she could feel it, and she freaked out. And then once she processed it, the main character offered her a hug, and they hugged, and that was cool. And that's it. I woke up.
Alrighty then. All right. What do we have?
To be fair, I do sleep for like 10 hours plus when I actually dream. I have to have been asleep for a long time to dream like this.
I don't ever. I've never dreamed like that. And my dreams are all over the place, and they're not like in a story. It's like
I used to dream more with short amounts of sleep.
Random things of like you're like in a school, but you're in a school you used to go to, but all the people that are there are from a completely different part of your life. And you're like still your age you are now, but according to the dream, you're stuck to my nail. According to the dream, you're like still that age that you would have been in that school. And then like sometimes I've been flying. Almost always there's some annoying bathroom scene where the bathroom situation is just wrong. Either it's really public when it shouldn't be, or like it's a bathroom in the wrong place.
I always had a dream like that where there wasn't
Those are my
a
dreams
bathroom.
if I have a dream. I've had a few of those, but most of the time it's just a really weird bathroom story. Anyway.
How many hours did I sleep for when I had that dream? I'd say probably like let's see, I went to bed at 1 a.m. that night, and I woke up at like 12:30.
Oh, it must have been Sunday. That's the only day I don't wake you up.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did Bridget say?
If I remember my dreams, they are really bad.
I've remembered a few with my mom in it, and those are always weird. And
Those are always so weird.
yeah. But I don't usually remember dreams. Okay. All right, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it was a joke. It was very funny. How many hours did you sleep? She slept like years. That's how she has really long stories. Anyway, this journal is our newest and greatest for Penguin time. It's just a line journal. It doesn't have any like cute pictures on the corners of the pages this time, but it does have the penguin on the front there. And what's the keyword?
Ice.
Ice. ICE. So, yeah, keyword.
At least
ice.
my dreams don't take like 6 days to tell like Karima's do.
Yeah, her
6 days.
really
Non-stop talking about it 6
are
days.
really long, and I'm just like, should you really have this dream? And
Part
so
of the problem
by the
is
time
her processing speed makes her tell the story very slowly, and she always forgets things, and so she has to tell you that thing and then retell you the thing. It's
yeah. Well, I think you guys just dream differently.
We do.
If I remember dreams, they're telling me about my anxiety. That's what I'm kind of, I kind of wonder about my dream, is if it's some kind of emotions that I'm trying to process. If it means anything, if my dream means anything, I wake up knowing it means something. And that's only happened like 3 times in my whole life.
If I can't stop thinking about a dream, then I know that there's something about that dream that either needs to be addressed or it means something.
Anyway, I never did say, if you want to use the keyword ice, you can get the journal. I'll send it to you. And if you come back and do the replay, you get a second entry. And what else?
I just realized I'm not wearing my necklace. I feel really wrong now.
I for sure will do the drawing before the next call, but I'm going to try to do the drawing on Thursday. But sometimes life happens and I forget, so we'll see.
I forgot it was Monday until Brandon said that he was going to come on the call, and I was like, oh crap, it is Monday.
I remembered about the drawing from last week when I finally went and got my edited video done, and I was like, oh man. So I hurried and did that Saturday night and then had it go out this morning so that that Angela could get her prize. So anyway, yeah, if you want a journal, penguin journal, type the keyword ice. And then tell us about some weird dream you've had, because, you know, ShiAnne just told us hers.
I could tell so many more.
I don't. I'm glad I don't remember most of my dreams.
Most of my dreams are cool. Either that or really, really strange. Like that one with grandma in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or anyone with grandma in it. What's really weird is when we have dreams about grandma on the same night and then talk to each other in the morning and we're like, we both had dreams about her. That's weird.
It is weird.
I'm mostly lurking and working.
Ooh, what are you working on? I always need to know. And Bridget, what are you working on? We have 1 week to turn in penguin things. Oh, and my lurker friend, you weren't here when I showed this.
Oh, do we have to do the thing again?
Yes. No, I don't know. Isn't that cute? It's knitted color work. And this is my favorite little guy. And here's the back. And I'm going to sew it on the outside of this bag that has a zipper on it. I'm so excited about the fact that it has a zipper.
To me, those are library bags.
It
Or
does
like
feel like
grocery
library
shopping
bags. I actually think that for like a sweater, that would make a really good project bag for a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be
Lori,
what I do.
my Decade Divas project and my dang animal blanket.
Yeah, I wondered if the blanket was one of your things, and I need to get working on my Decade Divas project.
Oh, we missed this.
What did we miss?
I dreamed just last week that I had to substitute teach, and I couldn't find the classroom I was supposed to be in.
Well, if you would have found the classroom, you would not have found lesson plans. That's just the reality. My mom used to complain so bad about that. It's just like, or they left really dumb lesson plans, and she was like having to figure out what to do. And she would always say, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that I was actually his teacher, I wouldn't have a clue what to do with this class.
She said, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing."
Yeah, it is amazing. It's so cute.
I love that penguin bag,
Yep.
says Janice.
It's really fun. I also announced that for the month of July, we are doing flags. Anything related to a flag. So any country flag, any state flag, a pride flag.
A white flag.
A white flag. A garden flag. Any kind of flag. You can be inspired by it, or you can make it. And if you do inspiration, please, please, please send me a picture of your inspiration as well. Always also send patterns that you used, if you used a pattern, and things like that. So, yep. And I told people earlier, I tried making some bread today. And when I was kneading the bread, I actually broke out in hives and a really red, itchy hand.
She has an allergy to the wheat protein.
Yeah.
If it's super, super well cooked, then she can eat it.
Like toast.
That's why she eats a lot of toast. I have an addiction to bread. And it really is an addiction. I can't stop thinking about it now that I've eaten a piece.
That's the mail for next month, for July. That's my little like sneak peek announcement is any kind of flags, any flag theme. So even any kind of flag. That's what was picked. So. I'm knitting.
Yeah, you are. I'm sitting.
Oh, whoa.
I know. Crazy. I think that my dreams don't make as much sense as they would if I wrote them into a book. But it would be really easy to write them into a book. I once had like several dreams that just built a story on top of each other. And it would happen every other weekend. I would have that dream. So basically weekends I was not at Dad's, I would have the dream, but if I was at Dad's for a weekend, then I wouldn't.
Yes. Any flag. Country, I guess video game, whatever flag. Whatever flag you use, make sure you send me like an inspiration picture. I mean, obviously, if it's the U.S. flag, I know what the U.S. flag looks like.
No way.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Red, white, and blue. It looks a little bit like the French flag, but not.
I was about to say that. So it's the French flag?
Oh, I know what the Canada flag looks like.
Please.
I honestly can tell you, I do not know what the Utah flag looks like because they've changed it.
They changed it?
Yes. But I don't know what it is.
Now.
Yeah. At least I think they have. I know that they were talking about it. There was a big thing, people asking us to sign petitions to stop it from happening, but I'm pretty sure it went through. But I don't know what it looks like. Yeah, and as far as the different kinds, like we were saying, if you wanted to do a garden flag, if you want to do a pride flag, if you want to do a state flag, a country flag, it doesn't matter. I actually been thinking of making, what is that? What are they called? When you have the little triangles that are strung up around.
Which one was the original? I think I know, but I don't know for sure.
That was what we've had for a long time.
So apparently this is a beehive. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, it moves.
So yeah, they really changed it. It's the angles on it is supposedly to like the white at the top.
Mountains.
It's supposed to represent the mountain. So.
Mountain.
Anyway, yeah, that's the thing.
Brandon says mountain too.
Do you?
He is southern.
Mountain. It's Gelato stop.
I say mountain.
Pennant flags. Yes, or pendant, whatever. Pennant flags. I want to do those for decorations around my house. So I might do that, but I don't know. I might not.
You're just going to leave that up?
Why not?
Okay. Yes, I knew it had a beehive because someone asked me about something related to that.
Yeah. Brigham Young called the state Deseret, which somehow is supposed to mean industry, I think. And then the bees are supposed to be like this really industrious little creatures that are the theme. I don't know. I don't know why it's not a seagull, because that's our state bird. And I don't know. It is what it is. It's Bayonne.
Do you know what I associate? Do you know what I associate with seagulls?
Easter.
Yeah. Eggs.
I don't know if you remember, one of the times when we were rolling eggs down the hill, a seagull literally took off with the whole egg.
I do.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Normally they would just like pick them up and then they would drop them like a couple feet later, and then the egg would be broken because it hit the ground. But literally one completely took off with an egg. That's one of the things I miss about being up in Salt Lake County, closer to the Great Salt Lake.
That was the most fun part about it, was the seagulls. You had to race them to the egg.
Yeah.
We do
and then
a tradition where we roll eggs, our Easter eggs, down the hill.
Which we didn't do this last year because of the weather.
So dumb. Yeah. It feels unfulfilled. It doesn't feel like we had Easter.
It's okay. I have a little issue with Easter right now. Still.
Same.
Yeah, I have to heal that. But
same.
Okay, we can take this off now. Hide message right there. Anyway, remember, we can go like this. To go? Show. Look at that, all fancy. Why didn't it put my name up? That's silly. Anyway. Oh, back to comments. There's a little blue dot. Hook that subscribe button. hit the like button and leave some yarn in the comments. Okay. Is anybody starting to get their ideas of what kind of flag thing they want to make? I mean, obviously you still have this week to finish your penguin stuff.
Flags should not be so hard for me.
Are you going to do a flag journal?
Well, I participate in all of the ones because I'm on the lives. It feels weird not to participate when I'm on the lives.
When I was in high school, I was a cheerleader. And we actually did a dance routine to Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
See, that is why I have Vanilla Ice, Iceberg, Glacier Penguins. Vanilla Ice. That's where it'll start.
Baby. Lots of seagulls in Michigan. I wonder why.
Huh.
It's not like there's lakes or everything everywhere.
I have a whole set of different countries, flags, patterns. I just have to see if there's time.
Oh, fun. Oh, that was another thing I was thinking, because I've really been enjoying doing color work. And I was thinking it would be fun to find some kind of nod to Old English in a flag form.
Thorn for the win. Oh. I've been waiting for inspiration to strike about Thorn for the win. I have ideas now.
Okay. Do you know what
I didn't want to just do
is?
boring symbols. Symbol for the symbol. I wanted to actually have it be art.
Okay.
Now I have ideas.
Yay for ideas.
Yay for ideas.
Thorn is a letter.
So is win.
We used to have in the Old English, and it made the TH sounds. They also had an eth, which also made the TH sounds. And then they were used interchangeably. And the win was actually the symbol for the W sound, because other languages didn't actually have the W sound. But when the printing press came out, they didn't have a letter for the win, and so they tried putting it for a Y for a while. No, that was the thorn that they put as a Y for a while, which is why you've got yay, ye old, whatever, when it's really supposed to be the
old.
Yeah.
Failed.
But the same thing happened with the W. They took out the thing, and it looks more like it looks kind of like a capital D. And so that one's probably not really going to come back. But there's enough of us rooting for the thorn to come back. We might get it. That'd be fun.
What's frustrating for me is I want to use the symbols like the ash, the wind, the thorn, things like that. But it's really hard to use those on the computer.
Did I send you the list of the
commands? But I'd have to memorize those numbers or have it permanently up on my screen so that I could use it, but it's not fast enough. Technically, I could just copy and paste the symbols, but that also takes time.
I have... One of these has it on. See?
Yeah, you sent me that.
But it stays on top of my screen sometimes, which is really nice.
It's hard to have it set up like that on the desktop.
I believe that the lowercase ash is Alt 0230. The flag project gives Linda something to think about tomorrow. Yep. I like giving you guys a little heads up so you can start thinking about it while you're finishing up your penguins. Or whatever you're working on.
We've been on for an hour.
We've been on for an hour. Is it warm in here?
It is so warm in here. I had to take my jacket off.
It was so cold this morning.
Uh-huh.
It's like, wait a minute. I believe somewhere somebody got snow. We didn't get snow.
It's so hot right now, though.
But it was so cold. Whatever the windstorm brought in was cold. And it was not fun. Like, even at church yesterday, I was like, man, I wish I wore my sweater to church. I was very cold. And then today, this morning, I asked Hiram to bring me a second blanket so I could warm up out on the couch. Because the reality is, it's June 23rd. I did not want to turn the heater back on just because we had a drop in temperature. So I was like, give me my socks. Give me a blanket. People are cold. Bundle up.
I went back to bed.
Remind me for in a little bit to make sure I change the Nightbots after the penguin month is over. I don't want to repeat it last time. What is going on here?
So remind you to change a thing.
Remind me to change a thing.
Okay.
Yep. Just remind me to change things in Nightbot. It will be perfect. It will be what I need. The yarn split funny.
What
Okay.
did you do that for?
I don't know. To make life complicated. It's in the 90s. I actually don't know what the temperature is.
I can check.
I just know that it was very cold this morning. We had some really crazy winds on Saturday night. I was supposed to go out and do, I had to do something outside because it was with glue that needed to be in a well-ventilated area. And so I was going to go out to do it, and the wind started, and the wind kept going, and the wind kept going, and the wind kept going. So I ended up doing it this afternoon.
It is 69 degrees outside right now.
That's pretty low for right now, for June.
Uh-huh.
For this late
But
June.
also, you've been baking today, so our house is hotter.
And well, also just this room gets hotter.
This room is like the hottest room in the
Plus,
house.
we also have the lights on. So you're baking in the light. You are bacon. You are a pig. Oink, oink. Bacon, bacon. ShiAnne?
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Bacon, bacon. She's a pig. Oink, oink, oink.
That's so rude.
Oh, no. I was worried about what it was going to break around here.
There was one time wind threw a trampoline from over there to over there.
And broke our fence.
fence.
And broke their trampoline.
I feel like if they didn't put it into the ground like they were supposed to.
Yeah, but they were also renters, so they couldn't put it into the ground like they were supposed to. But maybe they did. That wind was really bad.
It was pretty bad wind.
And then that made it so we had to do something so the dog wouldn't run out of the yard. But yeah, it was pretty scary wind. Really high wind speeds. It was a time when I was glad that my son's motorcycle was broken, because the thought of him riding his motorcycle home on the freeway in that wind would have been terrifying. I don't think it caused any damage to anything of ours, but when I went out to church, the garbage can was knocked over. Luckily, it had just been emptied, so it didn't make a mess. like that other time.
I remember that.
Garbage flying everywhere. It lets you know what kind of neighbors you have. Let's just say that.
Sometimes from the angle I sit at, I look at myself and I look so... Oh, what's the word?
Don't know.
Shadows make me look ill.
Gaunt?
That, yeah, gaunt is a good word.
Is that the word you were looking for?
Possibly.
Come on and twist already.
Ah!
It's got hair. It's both a combination of the fact that it's alpaca, so it's got its own hair, and my hair. Because every knitter and crocheter knows that
A little piece of you goes away with that project when you sell it.
Exactly. Oy.
You want me to carry a piece of you with me all the time? Just make me something I can wear.
I'll just give you a piece of my DNA.
At least you know that if you're knitting it into alpaca socks, then they can't duplicate you based off it because it would mix with the DNA of the alpaca.
Make a weird alpaca me. That would be a really weird idea. What would that be? Michele alpaca.
You have a really long neck.
I wouldn't have been cold at church.
Because you would also be very hairy. That would be the rarest yarn of all.
Yep, I could charge a lot of money for my fur. It'd be extra exclusive because
it would be very nice
very
too because
much.
it would be a combination of like alpaca and human. So that's a really weird thought. It's like in Wizards of Waverly Place, Harper made a sweater for Justin out of her hair.
Okay, so that one's weird, but
the weird part is that he wore it. To be fair, he was under a spell, but still.
So, Crystal from Bago Day, she one time ordered somebody to make her yarn using fur from her dogs.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, I think it was a blend with wool, but
there are people who have jewelry made out of their hair, and there was one found from like Victorian era that was green. It was green hair.
Did they dye it?
Possibly. There was a book found on how to dye your hair different colors back then, and if you did one of them slightly wrong, it would turn your hair green.
Kind of like Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I know that they used to do art with hair.
I think those kind of things are fascinating.
When we had the dog, I seriously considered using some of his hair in my knitting. I'm glad I didn't. That would have been extra sad. But considered it because he definitely had
He was like
hair.
a sheep.
He was like, we had to shear him. Anyway. What time is it? How long have we been going? That's easier.
1 hour and 9 minutes.
Which means that it is 8:49.
8:40.
Oh. 9 plus 30. Yeah, okay. I mathed wrong. I'm sorry.
I didn't math.
She cheated. I don't know what to talk about today. We've talked about dreams. Last week was really fun because last week we had the questions that we asked. I don't have questions today. I didn't even take time to answer the questions I was tagged in a different video for. Nor did I take time to make last week's video into a video.
We could talk about writing and how you are an excellent writer who does not write very often.
All right, we've talked about it.
I've talked about it. You gotta talk about it too.
I am a writer who hasn't written in a long time.
She wrote a Christmas book, but she took it off the market so that I can re-illustrate it. And she started writing this book one time, and I really, really, really want to know what happens.
Me too. I actually watched a video today by somebody who is also an intuitive writer.
Oh, there are more of us?
Yeah. Just like she talked about how she tried to do an outline to write.
Oh, it's awful.
And
I've tried it too.
It was a complete fail, and she lost all of her time on it because it just didn't work. And so she scratched it all, deleted all the outline, deleted what she'd done, and started over and wrote the book really fast.
In my role playing with Dee, we started a new role play for that show I started watching, and I decided I wanted to do this one differently and not plan things out like we have been doing. I basically just do what I do with my novels, but that complicates things with her because that's not how she does it, and she feels like she cannot roleplay accurately if we don't have a plan. And I'm like, literally just make something up. That's what I'm doing, because it's about this murder, or a string of murders that have nothing in common but this ring that's hidden really well throughout the crime scenes, so like nobody really notices them. And my character's the one who keeps finding these bodies. She's just like this random therapist. She shouldn't be finding these bodies. And the only reason they don't think that she's the one who killed them is because she has a very solid alibi with like security cameras proof that she was in those places at those times with those people. But that makes it extra confusing because why is she the one who keeps finding them? Why is she always involved? It's always somebody she knows or has just recently seen. But then Dee is asking me all sorts of questions, like, what about this? How did they die? This kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm making it up as I go. And then when I did give her a few facts, she used those facts in her first reply, which is like, dude, they wouldn't even know this information yet. They have no reason to be thinking these things yet. What? She had to rewrite the reply because it made no sense.
Different people have different writing styles.
I have to be very careful what information I give her. It always has been that way the whole time, because she will use that information in her next reply. It's not the first person I've role played with like this. Most people seem to do it that way.
That's such a big sock.
That is such a big sock.
See how wide that is, guys? Like, here's my
Look at it in comparison to my arm.
Her arm. It is the length of her forearm.
That's ridiculous. He has a big foot.
He does have a big foot. It probably is a foot. I don't have him tape measure close by, though.
Once upon a time, he measured and his foot was exactly a foot.
So it might be, it might still be the same. Kalani's foot is the same size. Only difference is Kalani, when I get to this point, I could put a band on and I'd be done. Zach wants knee highs.
It's so hot in here. Like, I feel like it just got, like, several degrees hotter in here.
You could turn off the light thing.
This thing?
Yeah.
I don't know how much that will help. There's this.
Do you feel better?
No.
Anywho, I don't know what to say. Well, I never know what to talk about.
That's an interesting belief.
I liked it when we had questions last week because then we just asked the questions. That was kind of fun and kept us fill it out. I love it when we have guests. That's extra fun. But when we don't, then I'm sitting here going, what do we talk about? What do we talk about? What do we talk
Well, I try to have conversations and then you don't have the conversation with me.
Because I don't want to talk about my writing that I don't do. I don't consider myself a writer because I haven't written in a very long time. I'm a YouTuber and I am a book maker, kinda. I am a book designer. And I am a mom. And I'm not a bread maker.
I made some really good rolls.
I didn't even work on my... So I saw these right here, these soap sacks that I made. And I didn't even work on them yesterday.
No?
What was I doing yesterday? I don't know why I didn't use them, do anything. I did not touch yarn yesterday.
I don't remember. You were looking up a lot of bread stuff.
I was watching a lot of bread videos yesterday, trying to figure out what we can do to make bread.
I was pretty disassociative yesterday. I don't remember
You
most of yesterday.
You didn't even come upstairs until evening.
Yeah. I was awake after like 12:30, but I just laid there until evening.
Maybe if all goes well, I will have my van back this week. Let's hope. I'm going to be... My ex is out of town until tomorrow. He says he can work on the van on Wednesday. So I need to buy a cable for him to use. And I'm going to purchase it so that it's picked up at the AutoZone that's by where he is working on the car. But I don't want to order it until tomorrow because I don't want it to sit there for too long. But yeah, I got to order that and hope that hopefully that is what is needed and he will be able to finish the car, because seriously, not having a car is not fun. And having to ask a bunch of people for rides, finding out who are really sweet and happy to help you, who are really busy and would help you if they could, and who are just downright mean. It's been interesting.
Some people are so mean about it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wish I lived up so-and-so's way, because then I know I would have rides. I would have people to help. I would have other people too.
I think if we lived in the South, it would be easier to find rides.
I don't know. Everybody just say, bless your heart.
They'd still do it, though.
Maybe. Because this particular person that's the worst is actually, I believe, from the South. But anyway, hopefully we'll have a vehicle. In fact, if y'all could pray for us, we would very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. I think part of my problem, besides the heat in the room here, but not in the whole house, it's just this room. But part of my problem is also having allergic reactions today has kind of made my brain a little bit foggy.
I just realized why my head is in such a funk today. Have you ever had a migraine without much pain?
Never
Like all
heard
of the
this.
other symptoms of a migraine, but it's not really hurting that much.
I've heard of people having them.
I haven't had them super often, but during allergy season, that's when they usually happen if I'm going to have one.
Oh, that's something that came from our windstorm. The allergies, it's got...
Past couple of days have been miserable.
My son, he's been sneezing constantly. It's like the wind blew all of the pollen that we don't usually have around us. So we got hit with some of the allergies that we're not having to deal with. Like I am I'm allergic to the cottonwood floaties from the cottonwood trees, and we don't have them close by, but that wind probably blew some of that pollen over. She says there are 3 different types of migraines. My oldest son used to have some that would make his vision go black.
My vision gets all wonky. Then it'll have like that haze like they do in the movies around dreams. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's black. That just depends. And if it starts getting really bad, then I just can't see.
You had an aunt that had cluster migraines and they never did find out the cause to them.
I've had headaches and migraines for as long as I could remember, and I remember Dad flat out saying, "You are too young to know what a headache feels like."
I think that's crazy because Andrew, when he was like 3 or 4 years old, he told us his brain ached. And I thought, that is such a good description for what happens when you get a headache. It's my brain aches.
Sometimes it's the brain, sometimes it's the sinuses, sometimes it's just the muscles on your scalp are like really contracted and won't relax.
I haven't had very many like that.
I get them not super often. It usually comes along with if I have the one that's at the base of the head where it connects with the neck.
Almost all of the headaches I've had in my life are either a reaction to food or hormonal. And so they've all pretty much been vascular.
I get hormonal, I get allergens, and I get them at seemingly random.
Well, I guess that's not true because I do get headaches from eye fatigue.
You're describing what I experience.
Yeah.
It's not something I like to have in common with people.
Yeah, I stopped.
I need to get a new pillow because it's starting to have the same thing that I used to have. And when I got a new pillow, it started being fixed because I wasn't sleeping weird. I sleep on my side, so I have to have a good pillow.
Lori, she posted a video the other day, and I don't think I showed you. It was a little train ride through a little town where like the buildings are super small, and they just drove around seeing all little things. And
that sounds like fun.
I'm pretty sure it was her granddaughter that I heard saying, "Little houses and it's a little store." And there was a dinosaur section, and my favorite part was at the part of kind of towards the end of the dinosaur section, there was a dinosaur skeleton riding a bicycle.
I love that. That's excellent.
Yeah, Lori laughed at that one too. I heard her.
Do you remember that Christmas train thing that we rode a couple times?
Yes, the Polar Express. We only rode it once.
I swear I've ridden it more than once.
Well, not with me.
You might have done it for like a youth activity or something.
I don't know, because I begged and begged and begged to go to that for my birthday, and it turned out to be the last one they ever had.
I'm really glad that we managed to go on it.
Yeah. That was fun. I really enjoyed
It
that.
was so much fun. She said yes, it was my granddaughter.
Yeah, she was adorable.
I loved that dino bike.
He was so cute.
I might have to watch that video.
It just means we have to go on a visit to Colorado, and we'll visit Lori, and we'll visit Shannon, and we'll visit the train and take a little train ride.
I only realized I had one of those painless migraines because my vision started doing weird things.
The
where I see
troll
things
under
behind.
the bridge was really fun too.
Troll under the bridge. I gotta watch this. This sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was a cute little.
This sounds like someplace I would go.
I was like, yeah. She's like, if you bring your grandchildren and stuff, and I was like,
Just bring me.
I'll bring Cheyenne. Cheyenne will love
Your
it.
22-year-old daughter would love that. Possibly more than your grandchildren, actually.
Oh, Ewan. Oh my gosh, I wish I could take Ewan on that.
That would be so fun. Adel's very loud, so she would be very loud about all the things.
She would be, but there's something about Ewan that's like more
A quiet appreciation.
Actual awe at things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Which, I love different kids have different personalities.
Shannon and I live pretty close together.
Yeah. See? We'll just go out there and be like, hey, we're in Colorado.
It would be fun to go on a road trip together around the U.S., going to all the states.
That would be so fun. Actually, there was a lady, she's a knitter that I watched. She went to that place that we went to, the yarn store in Lehigh.
With the tea?
With the tea things. She did a video not too long after we went.
That's funny.
But she went and visited different yarn stores and went to different knit nights. And she has a big channel, so she had a lot of Patreons. And so she let her Patrons know where she would be at. And if anybody was local, they could have a meetup. So that was fun. I didn't watch all of them, but that was really fun. But she literally went on a road trip over 2 years to try to get to all of the states. And I'm like, that's fun. Of course, she doesn't have kids, so that makes a difference.
We'd have to wait to go on a road trip like that together after everybody's out of school.
That's not necessarily true.
I guess Hiram
Hiram's...
But he doesn't... I don't think he would be able to do his school properly if we were on the road.
I actually think he would do it better.
What?
But he also wants to do English and math at the high school. So
you're right.
We wouldn't be able to do that.
I really don't blame him for the English at the high school. Those teachers are awesome.
I'm really curious to find out if he thinks the math is any easier at the high school. It might be. Having an in-person teacher to explain things might be better for him. I probably would have excelled at online math school because I already liked it math anyway. Of course, then I wouldn't have the fun of saying, I got to tutor my neighbors, our teacher, as long as we kept the volume down. He would explain the concepts, and then he would let people do their schoolwork. And there was 2 of us that everybody would just like come around our desks to ask us to explain it differently, because we could take what the teacher taught and then explain it in a slightly different way to help the kids understand.
In 3rd grade, we had 2 students like that, and they were both my friends. And all the people would go to them for things. And I was just like, I don't get it, but I really don't think you'll be able to explain it to me. And they couldn't. Madison was actually one of those. The other guy was Matt, and I thought it was funny that they were both M names. She was a reading prodigy. She was reading like college level stuff in 3rd grade.
So was Andrew.
And he was very good at reading and very good at math. He was a prodigy in both of those areas.
That's fun. Lori says there's so many places to visit between Utah and the Denver metro. I could tell you all of the all the meat places along the way.
All the meat places?
Apparently.
Carnivorous.
I've only been in the Denver area once. That would have been 2016. I did not realize that you basically had a flat side of Denver area and the mountainside of Denver area, which was really weird to me because I grew up in Utah where I've always
Mountains everywhere
lived
you look.
mountains everywhere. And so it was really different for me to be out there and see that. Oh, but then nothing compared to Kansas and Nebraska
Oh my
and
goodness.
all the other states that had nothing. And it was very fascinating.
I think the only places I could live are places with mountains and like forests.
Oh, she corrected herself.
Neat.
That sounds much better because I'm like, Cheyenne's not quite, but almost a vegetarian.
I'm pretty much pescatarian with the occasional chicken.
So meat places were like, oh yay, meat places. Meat.
I guess I eat bacon too. I'm what is it?
Flexitarian.
Flexitarian.
Yes, that's a new word apparently. I know that I was driving, so this was really scary. I was having a panic attack going through a tunnel out of Denver headed to Utah.
Why?
Because it was a very, 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 very long tunnel.
Oh, I remember. I was also panicking.
Yeah, I was having a panic attack. I can handle the ones in Utah except for I think there's one in southern Utah, but I haven't been to it in a long time.
They're like,
but usually ours are really short, so to be in that really long one was.
They're usually short, and if they're not, they go in bursts. Like you'll go through a few pretty frequently in one area.
So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm driving and I'm having a panic attack. This is not good. So yeah, don't like that tunnel.
I remember that pretty vividly, actually.
And my cousin at the time was living. She was in northern Colorado, kind of near Vernal, Utah. We visited her for a minute. And if we would have had more time, I think we would have stopped in Vernal and done the dinosaurs again because I like the dinosaurs.
I remember that.
Anywho,
I want to go to a museum.
What kind of museum?
It doesn't really matter to me. I just want to go to a museum. Preferably not the one I've been to like 4 different times in the past few years. It's the one where I got the dinosaur purse. They have wax figures. I don't even know if you've been there. But I went with Sky and Josh. Multiple times.
I don't know what one you're talking about.
You could see it when we drive on the freeway. It has a big dinosaur on the side.
Oh, out at Thanksgiving Point?
Yes?
We don't go to that because that's like super expensive.
Well, I've been there several times and it's not that fun.
I've been to the Tulip Festival out there.
They do have this one tunnel room that has like, it looks like stars, like you're in the galaxy. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that would be fun. We could go up to the planetarium.
Oh, that would be fun. Do we have any like decent historical museums or art museums?
There's some at the U, and we went to them when you were younger, but you probably didn't really get to appreciate it because it was a really, really busy homeschool day, and we went with Charlotte's family.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's the dinosaur.
That was pretty hectic, and it was super busy.
I would prefer to go to that on a day that wasn't so busy, and now that people are older and can appreciate it more. BYU's got the art museum that, even though we've been to it, they changed their exhibits. So there's a lot of new stuff out there. Some of their exhibits are really fun. We went to a different Did you go with? I don't know if you were able to go with me. I had to go to a museum. It was a history museum and like an art history museum on the U, but Utah State or University of Utah, and it had like furniture, like authentic furniture from like the Renaissance and different English periods. I don't think you went with me, but I had to go as a part of my assignments for interior design classes.
I don't know if I did. I
remember
really
my
little
mom
then.
was with me, and I don't think we took you guys for whatever reason.
I remember
But if
there
we-
was one I think we went
might
to
have.
with Lillian. I vaguely remember her being there for some reason. And it was a historical thing. Might not have been Lillian, but I just remember that at one point I was still looking at something and people went off into another room and some people were still way behind us. And like our group just kind of stretched.
That was in winter quarters. Winter quarters? I think the winter quarters is in Nebraska.
So I was right.
Yeah. That was one of the museums that we did on our trip out to Tennessee.
I liked that one.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that everybody like spread out.
Yeah, I was not loving that either. As the mother who was trying to make sure my kids wasn't touching things they weren't supposed to. Not that you would have been a problem because you were how old?
I also had my hands permanently in my pockets the entire time.
Let's see. You would have been...
I'm afraid to touch things at museums, even like handrails. I won't touch them.
You would have been like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
So, and then Zach would have been 11 or 12. But Hiram was still pretty young.
He is significantly younger than me. What, like 6 years?
And even Amy would have probably been, 8 or 9? Yeah, he's 6 years younger than you. So, yeah, as a mother, I was doing more of the what are my kids doing and who's actually watching my kids. And
it's hard to appreciate a museum when you're focusing on your children not touching the museum.
It's true.
But I'd like to go, especially to a historical museum, but an art one would work, just to get the vibe of how museums work because of my book.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember well enough.
What kind of museum does she work at? Or
she doesn't work at
visit?
Her dad works part-time at the museum, part-time as a professor of history in a university nearby, and she'll occasionally volunteer there. But in the scene, she is giving her new friends a tour because they wanted to see the museum. And she's like, I can just show you around and tell you all of the fun, spooky rumors that are about these things. And it's in like an old house. A big house.
That I can't help you with. But
I know,
but you to an art history museum.
But a museum, like the way museums work is what I need in order to figure out how to do the...
I don't know how it would work in a house, though.
It's not necessarily a house.
Look, the Denver Art Museum is amazing.
You know how they make...
See, we'll go to Denver and go in an art museum, and we'll see Shannon and Lori and a train.
You know how they make old mansions or houses
and not a tunnel.
Hotels?
Can I get to Denver without going through that tunnel? You
know how they make like old houses and mansions into hotels?
Yeah.
It's kind of similar like that, but they made it into a history museum instead. And I know they do that for real.
Yes.
I've just never been to one.
But I don't know if we have any museums like that in Utah.
I don't know.
We have a lot of museums. There's actually a lot of museums around.
Yeah.
It's between Salt Lake and the ones down Provo Way. We actually have a lot of museums. There's some that I would really like to go to up in Salt Lake. There's a lot of interesting culture up there that one would not necessarily associate with Utah, but it's really cool. Anyway, I just want to know if there's a way into Denver without going through that tunnel.
Probably.
Without flying.
Probably. I mean, technically.
I guess technically we could go around and go up to Nebraska and down to like Kansas and over through the back way.
I was about to say that. How much of a drive would it be?
To Denver?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Do you remember how long it takes to get from Salt Lake area to Denver? But yeah, get past without Eisenhower. If you take I-80, which I-80 goes out of Utah anyway, goes through Utah, or southern Utah. Actually, there's some really cool stuff in southern Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Or southern Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even been to southern Arizona. Southern Utah and southern Colorado. Jeez.
Arizona.
Yeah. And actually, it would be really, really fun to go to New Mexico before we went to Colorado.
To visit them?
Mm-hmm. We have friends in New Mexico.
I don't remember their names.
Jax. Their last name is Jax.
Oh, right, yes.
Yes, they're really funny and they're getting old, so it would be really nice to go visit them.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to be able to go on a trip again.
Oh, we haven't been on a trip since for so long.
Yeah.
8 hours. I was thinking it was about 8 hours to drive to Denver.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 hours is a walk in the park kind of deal to me. We went to St. George a lot for a while there, so it just
we also went to places routine. Up in Idaho frequently that were about 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. 4 hours is like nothing to me. 8 hours is only double that, so it would start to actually feel like a road trip rather than just a somewhat long drive.
When I was in high school, 8 hours was almost monthly for me.
I don't mind Arizona long drives.
And we drove to Salt Lake.
We also wouldn't have to stop as frequently as we did, probably.
Yeah, we still would probably stop that frequently.
We wouldn't have to.
Yeah, we would. For me.
No.
Yeah. So I can stretch my legs.
You're me.
Yeah, I would need to stretch my legs and walk around. So I still need to stop every couple hours.
It would be really fun after Amy gets her license and is comfortable driving with the family. Wow, you just got like super anxious.
I wasn't anxious about it until she was fake driving when we hit that.
Oh, right.
That pipe.
Forgot about
so I'm
that.
pretty sure she's anxious about it. Plus now, I'm like, we've just lost a whole month of her practicing, so.
That's true.
Anyway, I think
I drive pretty well, but I legally can't.
I think, look at how far I've gotten. I've probably gotten a whole inch done while we were in here.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'll fist bump you people too. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go. It's been fun. It's also been kind of, I hate figuring out what to say, but
Angela says, I have enjoyed being on your live. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Elbow bump, elbow bump, elbow bump.
Thanks for coming, and thanks for lurking and being here. And if you haven't already heard, my next creative expressions video will have a giveaway. So I'm excited because it's going to be number 100. Yay! Anyway, love you guys and have a great day. Remember to come back and comment on the replay. Ice. So that you can get a chance to enter.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye-bye.